Have you wanted to make a drop track like this in Ultimate Coaster 3? If yes, then this tutorial is for you because I'm gonna show you how to build it like that, so the train drops down there. It also works as elevator track, just like that, but in the other direction, and it's really simple to do that. It's not complicated at all, and I'll show you how that works now. So first of all, we need to start with a coaster, and for that I'm gonna place a station just to get us started. You can start with whatever you want, but I'm just gonna use an elevated station for the drop track. Then we're gonna set this length. This is very important because this is the the drop piece. So I'm gonna set that to probably about 17. Let's just change the coaster type real quick. Let's see what we got here. I'm fine with that one. Alright. I think 17 should be enough for this train to fit on there. You might have to experiment a little bit with that. And we just place that one, but don't finalize it because it will create the next piece. Then we're gonna go over to parts, and I'm gonna rename this part to the start piece. Alright, and then we're gonna add a new part, and we're gonna name that end piece, and we're gonna edit the end piece now. And for that we are gonna snap, not to this one, to this part, but we're gonna lower this to the height that we want our drop track to end up at. We place that down and press finalize. Then we're gonna change the segment to a standard or something, whatever you want, segment. We finished that one. We're gonna place a block break in there, or in this case I'm gonna lose a blocked launch. And another standard track piece right there. The block section is really just there to give you the full experience of the drop track, because if you don't place it there, it won't release off the drop track and the train will get stuck there. You can place that block break somewhere later in your layout. You just have to place it to actually see the train leave the drop track. And I'm gonna go to this piece, and we're gonna delete that now. And let me just change, the color of that piece so you see that a little bit better. And now we have our basic setup done, and we can use the switch track wizard. Now this will only work if you have the right version of the game. You see, I currently don't have the right version of the game, so I first need to update this. So, and now if we load that in, we can edit this coaster again. And now we have, after the start tab, a tool tab with the switch track wizard. We click that one, select a drop track, select create for me, and then for the entry we're gonna use the start piece end, and for the exit we use the end piece start. I'm gonna show you real quick where they are. This is the entry, and this part right there, down there, is the exit thing. And then we take the same direction for the exit direction. We adjust the duration a little bit, and you can also set sounds there if you want. Then we click generate, and this is exactly that what it said with the block break thing right there. And now you see this one is way too long. It might actually move already. Oh no. Okay, in that case we're gonna have to edit this part, and I'm gonna use the arc mode to make this again a 17-meter piece, just like before. And now you see it was moving there. And with that, we are basically done with our drop track. If you name this stuff like I did, you shouldn't have any problems with that. And we're just gonna change the color of this piece, and we are done. And this is how you create a drop track. Now if you restart this, finish the editing, and maybe even, give me a sec, maybe even only get one train in there, we have a working drop track system. It looks like this. Now if your train doesn't leave this block break section, that is probably because this one is not connected to this one, and it will only launch the train into connected segments, because if the segment is not connected, it doesn't know where to respawn the train, and therefore it simply stops on the break. We could technically erase the brake deceleration, and with that it shouldn't be able to actually stop the train, and it should continue up there, but it can confuse the game really much, and you don't want that. But yeah, you see how that confuses the game, and it wants to reset the train not at the station but there, and yeah, that's why it doesn't release the block break until you have connected this to something else, like another block section or the station. But with that, you can create a simple drop track, and in the next tutorial I'm gonna show you how to create a switch track, and you can watch that right there if I already uploaded it.